So, heute spiele ich mal Tiny Bunny. Ich habe eben schon mal eine Aufnahme gemacht, aber die Musik war so unglaublich laut, dass man mich kaum gehört hat. Deswegen fange ich jetzt nochmal von vorne an. Und los geht's. Ist kalt. Okay, the wind clawed at my window all night long. It wandered the fields and howled like a hungry beast. An endless song waved from all sorts of voices, shrill, gentle, sneery, twinned in the air. They were shouting and laughing and arguing about something. Someone was running through the snow while casting long shadows that would occasionally creep close to my bed. Our house had a mind of its own, the creaky old mind of a building that had seen a lot in its days and was seemingly trying to share its wisdom with the inhabitants. The lonely house faced the forest, and the dark green thicket gazed back with its hollow eyes, rustling, wheezing, swaying back and forth. One could came out and stand at the edge of the forest to reassure themselves. There was nobody behind the crooked trees. Fuzzy silhouettes swaying in the wind couldn't possibly do any harm. It's just a play of light and shadow. Just a play. I knew it was just my imagination. I was already 12 after all. Still. Kleiner Fuchs. Hey, put away your book. How many times have I told you not to read at the table? It's bad for your health. Look at how slunched you are.
Jo. Nie verstecken wir das Buch. Ho ho.
I didn't protest and put the book about Conan the Barbarian aside. I was stuck on a line I couldn't understand after reading it 3 times anyway. Olya had already finished her breakfast and was munching on some cookies. She was so enthusiastic she almost looked like your typical girl from commercials. You're not going anywhere until you finished all of it. I, on the other hand, was still trying to drill a hole in the plate with my eyes, as if it would make the porridge disappear. Hazy anxietiness welled up inside, all because of the previous sleepless night, the black forest around our house, and the gloomy wind. The longer I waited, the colder the lumpy white substance became. It looked like a jellyfish from the Cousteau Odyssey. I loved that show. I wonder how horrifying the bottom of the ocean is, or how cold the black forest is at night. Oops. The spoon fell out of my hand. Mom showered me with a cold glare from her green eyes. What did I just say? I get it. I had 10 seconds to catch my breath before battling the nasty porridge once again. I felt around for the spoon. What is this? Carved on the other side of the table. Karina. Ist, glaube ich, halt auch ein russisches Spiel, deswegen ist es so geschrieben. Ist das russisch? Ich habe keine Ahnung. Huh, that's my mom's name. I guess she carved it out with something pointy when she was little. She sure was a rascal damaging the furniture like that. She would scold me for a week if I did something similar though. Should I remind her about it? No. She's in a bit of a bad mood lately. I imagine her being my age, sitting under this table. I wonder, was Mom afraid of the dark back then? Or the sounds coming from the attic? Or the thick forest? I imagine my grandma coming into my little mom's room, sitting at the edge of her bed, where Olya sleeps nowadays, and saying this in her soft, smooth voice. Taiga is a special place, little girl. It's watching you closely, sniffing you out, trying to discern what kind of beast you are. You're a good sort. It won't abandon you in times of trouble. But if you're a bad apple, it'll grab you by the side and drag you under the ground. And then that would be it. Grandpa was caring. She never fought with anybody, never yelled, never swore. Those were the times without the madding screams until late at night, without smashed dishes and mutual accusations. Our parents used to love each other back then. I remember listening in on one of their conversation by chance. They were talking about Grandma getting prepared for her funeral. She had already bought a casket, and she called it her cute funeral box. It waited for its time in the closet, patiently. It was black, unholstered, with meat-colored material on the inside. I saw it when my grandma was getting buried. The house didn't change since the time she was alive. Only all of the photos were gone. Glass-covered pictures with grey faces of my ancestors. They all had a dead, but watchful look in their eyes. I crawled out from under the table. Olya was done with her cookies and was looking at my chair like a sly woodland critter. I turned my gaze towards the frosted window. There were a lot of dark pines outside, but they didn't grab my attention. The pattern on the frost formed a picture on the glass. Olya, look, it's a fox. Where? It looked almost like these optical illusion thingies they put on the back of student notebooks. A mixture of lines at the first glance, but if you blur your vision a little bit and look under a certain angle. Not outside, on the window. Look, here's the nose, and here's... Hey, eat up. Yes, just a moment. I don't see anything. Hurry up, there's not much left. Ah, there it is. But it still doesn't look like one. And I'm telling you it does. No, it does. Stop it. These kids, I swear. Now I couldn't see the fox either. It's back. It disappeared. Went away. Only the frosty patterns similar to stretched out neat leaves keep creeping up the glass. My dad entered the kitchen with long measured steps. I want to have a beard like his when I grow up. Mom would always ask jokingly, "Come on, shave it off, it stings." This was so long ago. Nowadays, rumbling doors and witty comebacks were an everyday occurrence. Olya always covers her ears whenever she hears something like, "What's the point in all this?" through the wall. "It's all for your sake," Dad would reply, "for the sake of our family." I always caught every sound in fear of hearing the most dreaded, the deadliest word that started with a D. D-E-V-O. Divorce. I don't even want to finish it. Musste auch nicht, wie verstehend. It was scary to imagine that me and my little sister could be torn apart and taken into two different families. Anyway, your fox is nothing. I have an owl on my window. Ich will auch eine Eule haben. You and your owl talk again. You said you believed me just yesterday. Has anybody seen my car keys? I remember leaving them at the windowsill. Right. Maybe you did and maybe not. Ich versuche so ein bisschen bitchig zu klingen als Mutter. You're a grown man and father of two, and still... Karina, please, stop. Just let me get ready in peace. Your keys are in the basket near the phone. Well, thank you very much. Anton, stop making a martyr out of yourself and finish eating already. And the owl? There was no owl. But there was one. It had giant glowy eyes. Olja sprung up from the chair and placed her hand on her little face, imitating a pair of eyes with her fingers the size of an apple each. Last year you had Baba in your closet and now this owl. Und wie ich jetzt vorhin gelernt habe, sollte das, hier, da. Genau, Baba. A Slavic folklore, a nocturnal spirit used by parents to threaten their ill-behaving children. Also sowas wie der Boogeyman. Schon wieder was gelernt. Okay, weiter. But I saw it. Olja shifted her gaze back and forth from Dad to Mom to me, but couldn't find any support. Have you thought about befriending it? You know, like feeding it with imaginary mice. Don't bully our girl. She's just afraid to sleep alone because she's still little. Olja pouted her lips in rebellion and rushed into the hallway. The staircase that led to the second floor creaked. Mom gave Dad a strict look. Oof. Yeah. Oh, that look in her eyes. It's so uncomfortable to be pinned under it. Dad just snorted in reply and left, ringing with the keys he just found. A minute had passed and the theme song from The Little Mermaid echoed through the house. It was stored on incredibly worn out cassette tape, which Dad already had to glue together once. It's so easy to fix objects, by gluing them back together, for example. But how did you fix a relationship? Mom moved to the living room and I was left alone, anxiously stealing glances at the window. So, dann speichere ich hier jetzt mal. Und ja, würde sagen, das war's erstmal. Bye bye.